All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Doing something very different today. Normally, I would do these kind of private streams on Discord, just for the community over there on Discord, and I was actually going to do one of them today, and I kind of thought, why, I've got about 2,100 or so people over there in Discord, and a little over 8,500 here on YouTube. Why not extend the same exact information out to YouTube that I would over there privately on Discord? There's really no reason why I wouldn't come over here to YouTube and do the exact same thing that I was about to do on Discord. So welcome, thank you all for tuning in, and I'm going to get some of the little stuff out of the way real quick, just to make sure that everybody's aware that nothing I talk about, display, or anything otherwise is financial advice. Everything on this channel is provided for education, information purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please go through, read this, so that you know that nothing I'm talking about is financial advice. I'm just some guy on the internet who trades for a living. So, good, we got this out of the way. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? Dang, Mr. Mustang. Well, maybe I'll still be here in a few hours when you get done. I appreciate you tuning in just to say hi, though. I'm going to be doing this stream until, one, I get tired, or two, I finish. All right? Like I said, this is kind of a surprise stream. I just kind of thought of it, and I thought, why not share? Why not do it with everybody else? Be able to get out there and interact with everybody. Plus, it's fun. I enjoy doing these streams. I enjoy talking to you all. I enjoy kind of sharing what's in my brain and putting it out on the internet. So it's going to be a lot different than I normally would. Normally, I do the watch list. I give some kind of piece of value. Today, I'm going to do my very best to talk through each and every week that I go through. However, sometimes, I'll fall probably short of that, and I get a little quiet. It's because I'm thinking. I might be, kind of looking at the chart and seeing what I want to put up there. So if I fall, quiet at any time, there's an awkward pause. Bear with me. I'm coming back. I'll explain whatever I'm doing. That's just how my I'll call it my flow, or my informational flow in my brain kind of works. I've got to stop and take a look and see what I'm dealing with. All right. Same as always, I'm going to have my previous day's high and low up on the screen at all times. I will have my session boxes up here. This is the 12 candle window, the 3-hour windows, so that I can back test and see the timing of things. Dial, good to have you here. Good stuff. Appreciate all of you. All right, looking for, if you all are here to learn about how to actually back test this strategy, how to actually back test this style of trading, because a lot of it is somewhat subjective. Not all of it is extremely rules-based. I have put as many rules as possible in place to make it rules-based. However, there are some places that fall short, and that's fine. That's totally fine. That's just how things are with this style of trading. The thing is, it's not like a MACD strategy, or every time the EMA crosses over, I'm going to go long here. Or in my session, I'm looking for supply and demand zones, and I'm going to, I can't test like that, because a lot of those things you can back test with a computer, you can back test with an algorithm, you can back test with whatever. Every time they get to the previous day's high, I'm going to buy or sell. That's not how we do things with this strategy. So how on earth do I back test this? Well, as arrogant as this sounds, I use my eyeballs, and I go back and I find the patterns over and over and over again, and then I record it, and then I save it into a document or a folder so I can go back and look at them later in the form of a binder. Okay, I've got binders and binders and binders of trades, and I print them out, and I put them in little screen protectors, and this is what I used to burn the pattern into my head when I was learning how to trade. All right, I've got little binders like this. And I would walk around. Oh, wait. I'd walk around all over the place with that binder, look like a crazy person, trying to, I had it at work. I would take it everywhere with me and try to learn. I was trying to learn trading, right? So that's how I did it. And that's what I'm going to be going back through today is finding those patterns, finding all of the little details, training myself over and over and over again to see the patterns, to see the first red days, the first green days, the 3-day setups. And I'm going to hone in specifically on the weekly templates. Monday, Thursday, Friday. I'm sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hold on. We'll go take a little second here and grab a sip. There we go. Maybe I'll stop stuttering and we'll be good. All right. Welcome all in here. Looks like people are starting to flow in a little bit. I'll say this now, ladies and gentlemen. 200 likes in this stream. It is a longer one. It's going to be longer. It's going to probably exceed 1 hour, which means the probability of hitting 200 likes on this stream are much higher. So do me a favor. If you're in here hanging out, feel free to ask questions, hit that little button, and let's get started. And I'm actually just going to start pretty much here in the current week, looking at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm going to go back and I'm just going to start labeling off details. This is exactly how I backtest. All right, first off, I'm going to fix that. Why don't we make this bigger? Let's make this blue. And we'll zoom in a little bit so we can see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday better. Okay, label this off, inside day. So, characteristics, inside day. They got a breakout. Breakout failed. Where's the stops? Down here. There we go. Inside bar trader stops. Those were hit Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm going to zoom out. I actually think for these, I need to zoom out for a bigger picture and be able to see one push out of the opening range, two. Noticing this right off the bat from Monday up. We have 3 levels of rise. Did we make it to 400? No. All right, so I'm actually just going to leave this. Dang. All right, let's go back here. Go back so I can be able to see what this was. All right, so 375 was 3 levels of rise from the low of the week. Going to throw that up there. Get this up here. Right there. So that's 375 or so. And go back to my other template here. Can you please tell us to use the color indicator and how to get it, please? Wolf Talk. That's good. I'll bring this up right now. Pips to profit indicator, P2P. You're not going to be able to find it directly on TradingView. But if you go over to Discord, my Discord, the link is in the description. Click on the link. Go over to Discord. Join the channel. It's free. Go to the indicators section. Click on the pinned messages in the indicators channel, and there's instructions on how to get this indicator. It's free. Everything is free. All right, so 3 levels of rise. 3 levels of rise. Inside day. This Tuesday over here closed on the outside of the opening range. I'm going to mark off my opening range. Okay, this is interesting, right? They came out of the opening range, 3 levels of rise. One of the tips and tricks. Where did it go? I'm trying to pull up this little thing. I know that I'm doing this back testing for me and whatnot, but I want to provide as much value as I can. Nope, not that one. Tips and tricks slide. One of the things that I said is if Tuesday comes out of the opening range in 3 levels of rise, where in the world is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, if breakout on Tuesday closes 3 levels of rise or fall out of the opening range, potential for reversal throughout the week increases. So, 3 levels of rise out of the opening range on a Tuesday, reversal throughout the week. So this was like the front side of the move, and then the back side of the move. All right. So, inside day, and then we got a first red day on Thursday. Day 1, 3-day cycle. We've opened, high, low, closed below the opening price. So coming into Friday, if we were looking at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday templates, we're making lower lows and lower highs. This is a break-in structure. LL stands for lower low here. And I trade the New York session, so most of this will be based off of the New York session, but they've made a lower low on the day itself over here, which means this is a break of structure. And coming into my session, I need to be looking for 3 levels of rise, 3 pushes, whatever it may be, back up. And that's what happened. So we have a 3 push pattern, 1, 2, 3 engulfment into the session. Okay, so I'm going to label that off right here. Oh man. 3 levels of rise into the session, 1, 2, 3. And the engulfment. All right, so this is a low-hanging fruit. So I'm going to label that as well. Man, where did it go? Low-hanging fruit. After first red day. So this is how I combined, and you can combine as well. Combining first red day, day 1 3-day cycle, market structure, lower low, lower low, lower high. Combining the templates, the weekly templates, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we've had 3 levels of rise. I've got little guide points, things that can tell me, hey, we've had 3 levels of rise on Tuesday. We might be reversing throughout the week. All of those things line up. Really great trade opportunity over here. Even this little itty bitty move could probably have been sized into. So I'm going to now save this. Nope, not going to save this because I'm going to label extra details. Came back to the opening range high to label and give myself a reference for where we came back to for that trade. Obviously, London was a better move. That's okay. If you were trading this in London, though, there was a lower low, and then they came back up once. Twice. And then it looks like it actually broke down. That was like your end-of-day consolidation. So, okay. Going to... Now I could save this and post it. Not even post it, just add it into my little collection here. Okay. If you ever see me pausing during this, it's because I'm adding it into the slideshow for this week. Inside day can be first red day, and next day market could take out the inside. Yes. So, for example, what he's saying, or what you're saying, is that this was a first red day, this inside day. Yes, it was. Absolutely. First red day. And also, whenever you have an inside day that is a first red day, it's totally acceptable for them to go up and make a higher high. This is the only time in which I'm okay with them making a higher high after an inside day. I'm sorry, after a first red day. Is if this was an inside day, if they go up and make a higher high, totally fine. With the idea that inside days have their own kind of characteristics and its own little personality, in a sense. All right, so here we go again. We got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. We've got Monday's range. So this is the opening range. Put that across all the way to Friday so I can see the relationship all the way through the week. And then I'm going to annotate this. What in the world? No, I'm going to do this over here. There we go. Okay. This is the first push out of the opening range. This is the second push out of the opening range. And the third push was on Thursday. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. So who can tell me if I've got 3 pushes out of the opening range coming into Friday, what I'm generally going to be looking for? Typically, if I've got 3 levels of rise coming out of the opening range, on Friday, I'm looking for them to break down something like this. Exactly. Looking for a reversal. So break and structure the downside right here. Overall picture of things. Then they traded back up into the high. Did not make a higher high, however, so this becomes a pump and dump where they've made a lower low and they've jammed back up a few times. On the day itself, this lower low became relevant. All right, and then zoom in a little bit so we can see the 1, 2, 3 once again back into the session. So I can label this right here. Okay. So there's a first hour trade. And then it looks like second hour as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label these times. This is 9:45. They were pumping back up into 9:45. Do pumping after 9:30. $9.45. So I'm going to put parentheses, third hour trade. All right. And this is all I do to backtest is just keep looking over and over again for the pattern, the relationship to time. Noticing the stair step. Obviously, this was not a full-blown reversal. It wasn't as good, but it's not going to be perfect every single time. I think there's probably still enough distance in here, though. Yeah, there's plenty of room. All right, so we'll look at Thursday open. Hey, I asked you this on Discord. I want to know your point of view on this. Today, EA fell like a knife without... Yeah, and I had tagged you in what I was saying about gold. If you go look at gold for today, there was no break-in structure on the downside to that either. It's a counter-trend trade. I was looking for a short on gold as well, even though there was a first green day yesterday, and this is one of the few times that I'll actually do that. In fact, I'll go show you all here in a second, but all right. So I've got 3 levels of rise out of opening range. Okay, I'm going to do 3. Trying to organize my little stuff over here. All right, get this put up. So this is a 3 pushes out of the opening range template. All right, that's what I categorize it as. Whenever I do my back testing, I always categorize everything into not folders, but I told you all that I really like to think of everything in trading as like some kind of category. Not even statistic, but like this is 3 pushes out of the opening range, so I'm going to. That's the setup. They've had 3 pushes out of the opening range. There was no signal day other than, oh, I missed something. Previous day's high has been hit on this, so I'm actually going to remove this because there's a signal day coming into Friday. 1, 2, 3 days previous day's high. I want to make sure that I'm aware of that in my back testing results. Do you use round psychological levels? Yes, I do. I'm not going to use them today, Michaela, for this back testing purposes, or else I would have to look at the chart like this, and that is that's a lot. That's a lot to look at. All right, I just want to look at the general pattern and the candlesticks, the market structure, the important details that I see that stand out to me that could have helped me to identify this trade in live time. All right, I'm going to go back another week. I'll just keep on going back and back and back. All right, first things first, let's label off the opening range for this week. Alrighty, there's Monday's range. Make sure I get this opening range. Okay, so Tuesday was an inside day. On this pair. And then Wednesday was a breakout failing. And they've come back down to the opposite end of that range. Now, this is immediately glaring me in the face. Breakout level. And I'm going to label my trap volume on Friday. Big thing on Friday is they a lot of times will go back for the money, right? If there's volume trapped on Friday and you can catch it in time, these become really, really great trades because they glare you right in the face. All right. I've also noticed peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation in the middle. They've split the range. This is your end of day consolidation. They broke out and split it. And then they started the march up. Something you're not going to be able to see from this is if I were to zoom in, the closes of these candles is dragging shorts in one direction. So I'm going to label that. Label that dragging shorts. Not dragging. Dragging. All right, dragging shorts. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So it's basically a characteristic of how they close the 15-minute candles. They'll slam it down, immediately take it away, and never come back to those people because they're pulling shorts, and eventually they will release and go back for the money. So I'm going to see, where did this dump begin? The dump began at a minimum right here. All right. That was first green week from the 10th. Hey, Cam, would you classify Thursday trap volume as day one failed breakout? Shano. Hey, Cam, would you classify Thursday trap volume as day one? Yeah, so after Friday closes, then Thursday would be day one of the 3-day cycle, yes. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm going to keep on going here. For 3 push outside the opening range, must each push occur on a new day? Or hey, so Mark, what I do is to identify the 3 pushes out of the opening range, I use the previous day's high. So like Tuesday came out. This is the highest point that Tuesday traveled, so that I will draw my line there as that is my push. The reason that I do that is because it keeps it as rules-based as possible. Because sometimes it'll look like, oh, there's 3 pushes out of the opening range in one day. But if I have it over the course of the week, that's a lot more significant. So I use only the previous day's high so that I can make it as rules-based as possible. Hopefully that answers your question, Mark. Okay. So we have volume trap down low. We had end of day consolidation, peak formation high, peak formation low. They've split the range, gone into a parabolic trend trade. There's a 1, 2, 3 engulfment at 9:15. So this 1, 2, 3 engulfment seems to be like a pretty common theme, right? Pretty common theme. 1, 2, 3 engulfment, 9:15 a.m. And I'm going to take a look here. Probably 3 levels of drop, if I had to guess, from the high of the current week down. Okay, so we have a minimum of 300, which is good. It's actually almost exactly 300. So I'll label that like that, and I'm going to give myself a little call out over here as well. 3 levels of drop. And I'm going to categorize this one as 3 levels of drop. So looking at the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday template, though, we have Wednesday, failed breakout, day 1, 3-day cycle. Day 2, 3-day cycle on Thursday. Day 3 on Friday. Making day 1 back here on Thursday. The fact, though, is you're looking at it as Wednesday, Thursday, Friday alone. So it's like, okay, Wednesday dumped. Thursday dumped. Thursday gave peak formation high, peak formation low. So this was a 3-day setup based off of the opening range and the overall week template. That's why framing the day, framing the 3 days of the week really does help. Oh no, what have I done? Put that back. Put this back. 3 levels drop. Real quick so I can keep this organized. And I'm going to move on. I'm new to the channel. Thanks for your work. Roman, I'm really glad to have you here, and hopefully that going through this will help you significantly. After your thesis is confirmed on the 15-minute and the 1-minute at the same time, it's time to enter at the end of the 15-minute candle. You got this thing is. I got something in the way I can't see. Can you give an example of a sell setup? A-Dub. Yeah, I can't wait to have you. Can't wait to have you in the class. All right, so let's start off on this. We got Tuesday right here. Oh, man. Tuesday right here. For everybody joining in, and if you just coming in now, welcome, welcome. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going through my backtesting process. I'm going through how I would normally backtest using this style of trading. I'm looking at the the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday templates, going through and picking out all the small details that I can see, that I can find, and labeling them, and then adding them to my categorized little folder over here that you can't see on my left. That's how I backtest. I consider backtesting as a burn-in, not necessarily as... you can't do it. You can't do it. All right. If you try and use some kind of algorithm, like every time the market does this, I'll do this, and that's my backtesting results, that's not going to work. It's not like a MACD indicator, or you can just see what your percentage win rate's going to be. That's not how the strategy works. All right. So right off the bat, it should jump out at you and glare you in the face. 1 push, 2 push, and a third. So we've got 1 push out of the opening range. We've got 2 pushes out of the opening range. And we have 3 pushes out of the opening range. After we receive 3 pushes out of the opening range on this Thursday, we have a first green day. They opened, they went lower, and then they closed basically as a doji style of day. This is going to be day 1, 3-day cycle. Which means that on day 2, I'm looking for a trend trade. They came back down, and they retest trapped volume down low. Remember I was talking about this stream yesterday? I think it was in the stream yesterday, where there's really only 2 scenarios in which they can come out of this first green day or this first red day. They can either come out of the end of day consolidation, and they can break out, pull back, and continue, or they can come back and they can retest the breakout level from the previous day. All right, so we got a breakout level retest down here in London. And then the breakout fails, and they come right back up. All right, this turns into a little head and shoulders. You got a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And look at that. Amazing. 1 candle down, 2 candles down, 3 candles down, engulfment, pen hammer, right into the session. Okay, so this is 3 pushes out of the opening range. I need to get rid of that. Go away. And I'm going to label off. It's very hard to see, so I need to make sure that I can see it somehow. 1, 2, 3, engulfment. Pin hammer. All right, so this is a 1, 2, 3 engulfment pin hammer on the 15-minute chart. And came back and retested low of opening range. What is the significance of the end-of-day consolidation? CK, exactly what I have right here. First green day, they're either going to break out, pull back, continue, or break out. Maybe you'll get 3 pushes down to retest trap volume. Basically, it's just a way of me gauging and being able to see how the day has performed thus far. It helps me to frame the day. I can start to look at the swings and see, like, okay, how is the structure of the market looking? Of course, I come in up here in New York, so it makes it a lot easier. Inside day cannot touch previous day's high or low. Hey, Cam, your last few videos helped me tremendously. Thank you. Fantastic. I love to hear that. Keep it up. Tackling one specific item every live and then explaining it thoroughly means a lot. Jimmy, I'm glad that's helping, and I'm doing my best. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all this because it's going to distract me whenever I save this. I think that I want to also make sure that I take a gander, just a small stare at how far this dropped. I think this is 375. 370. Right there. So 3 levels of drop from the high of the week. Man, I had it perfect. There we go. Give myself a little thing here. 3 levels of drip. Somebody clip that and make it into a funny video. 3 levels of drip. All right. We got 3 levels of drop on the week itself almost perfectly. And I think I've got everything good that I need. First green day, day 3 or day 1, end of day consolidation. Basically, the way that I think is, can I come back in 6 months and know exactly what I was thinking, exactly what I was talking about, and is it reproducible? This is absolutely reproducible. All right, so I've got 3 levels of drop. 3 push out of OR right there. So I'm going to add a little thing over here. Remove that. Put this up in there. Okay. Going back next week, I'll probably do like maybe 5 to 10 weeks on this pair, and then I'll go to a different one and I'll start looking. I look at gold so much because this is the pair that I like to trade, so I look at this one quite a bit. But if you can master gold, you can master anything. So here we go. Opening range from Monday, making sure that I marked off the correct days. So if it touches previous day high. Hey, random. Actually, AW, thank you for answering me, but or answering for me. But yes, if the candle, if it hits previous day's high or previous day's low at all, wick, any sort of touch with price whatsoever, it is no longer an inside day. Good stuff. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single last one of you being here. If you're just now joining, I'm getting more and more people in here. Please do me a favor, hit the like button on the stream. It's going to bring people in the algorithm. In fact, so that you all, how's everybody? Is it that banner down below distracting? Please let me know. If it is, I'll remove it. If not, I'm going to leave it because it kind of looks nice and kind of professional. But is it distracting? Is the banner distracting? Okay, I got to. Banner is too big. That thing is like right at the bottom of the screen. Banner's no problem. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. thinking a tomato. All right, so I'm gonna ask you all right off the bat. What's the first thing that stands out to you with this template, with this weekly template? What is the thing that stands out the most for a trade on Friday? For a trade on Friday, what does everybody see? I'm going to start labeling, and hopefully all 3 days shorts. Okay. Three levels drop. 3 pushes out of the opening range, right? So we've got 1, 2, and 3 coming into Thursday. That's important. Nice little stair step on down. Always want to make sure that you've got this breakout level identified, especially for examples like this. And then on the day itself, you have a breakout. They made a higher high in London. After they've made a higher high on the day itself, what do I need to see? And what do I need to see, and what kind of setup will that become? A higher high, and you're looking for a higher low. What setup do I consider that? Short squeeze. Beautiful. Yes. Higher high on the day itself, or just higher high in general. I'm looking for that higher low. I'm looking for them to perform some kind of short squeeze behavior. So there was 3 pushed back down, probably. Somewhere. Yep. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Engulfment right into the new hour. First 15-minute bar of the new hour. So I can label that. Even though it's in London, the behavior is all I care about. 1, 2, 3, engulfment. So there's a great trade, London. And then, once again, they come up and they make a higher high at the end of London. And then, let's take a look. 1, 2, pause candle 3. Engulfment. 1, 2, pause 3, engulfment. Right into the New York session. So there we go. Zoom out. Move this. And all right, so there's volume trap down low. I'm going to put me a little arrow under trap under Wednesday's low. Take a look at the levels of drop from the high of the current week. I think 500 might be one of the levels, or it's like 5. It's either 500 or something pretty close out of 500. So we've got 500 pips of drop on the day, or on the week, basically maxing out the AWR. And on a smaller time frame, this is going to appear as a parabolic trend trade. So I'm going to make sure that I label that. PB channel. You can kind of even see the channel on the 15-minute chart if you kind of line it up. But remember, the only 2 presentations of price that I'm looking for on the day that I take the trade is either a parabolic trend trade style of presentation, or a the higher high, 3 pushes back down, short squeeze kind of presentation. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, again, 3-day setup. Actually, it's kind of more than a 3-day setup. Dump on Thursday, break on Friday. I like this. I'm going to put this, once again, this is going into my 3 pushes out of the opening range area. Check over here. How often do you go live? So I go live every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I do long-form content every Saturday. this was a surprise. I surprised myself. I decided that I wanted to do a stream and gave myself an hour advanced, and here we are. Last week was my best trading week ever. Your last few videos have helped me a lot. Oh my gosh, Hackman, you've been following me along for quite some time now. It really warms me up to hear that. Good stuff. 2 weeks, and this is like a test for me to see if I'm really getting it. Heck yeah. Following along. Let's keep going here. Friday. Probably do like 2 or 3. I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 5 weeks, so I'll probably do, you know, maybe 5 more on this pair. All right, so we've got the opening range, if I can label it properly. Got the opening range. This is the first attempt out. And the second attempt out without a third. Two. All right, there was something else at play here because I remember. I think it was the previous week. Yeah, so they came out of the previous week's low and that kind of jagged formation. One push, or really 3 sessions of drop. 1, 2, 3. Explosive move on Thursday. From the high of the week, we've got 425. I think 375 was the other one, right? So there's 375 right there. So I'll leave that there. I'm not really worried about Thursday. I just want Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've came back up into the opening range. The breakout has potentially failed down low. I'm going to remove that. Came back up to the high of the opening range. I really don't have a setup for this. I also don't really have a way to categorize it. I'm going to skip it. I think I took this trade. I remember this trade on Thursday. I remember taking this one. But as far as Friday goes, they went back up to the high of the week. So I guess you could have taken it as a high of week trade. 3 sessions of rise, 1, 2, and 3. But that's not really something I'm looking for as far as Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Looking at solidified templates that I can trade over and over again, that's not really something I'm super keen on. Okay, looking at Monday's opening range once again. Bit of a wide range day. Something like this. And then we'll look over here. They pretty much stayed consolidated all week long within this opening range. There was a really great trade on Wednesday. They traded back to the high of the week again. Again, this is pretty much 2 weeks in a row of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That template's just not working out. The only thing I can kind of see... Well, nope, they can't even do that. Not looking good. Just gonna keep going back. All right, this looks more identifiable, and this looks a lot more what I want to see. So, here is opening range. We have failed breakout on Tuesday. Really focusing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this was the first push out. One. We get the second push out up here. And the third push out up here. So basically 3 levels of rise within the week. We've got a higher low up top. They actually broke structure right there to the downside. And then pull back. Now this was only a 2-candle pullback right here. But that's still 30 minutes. And I think the time on this was 9:30. Good. As it should be. So 9:30. 9:30 was the engulfment time for that 2-candle pullback after 3 levels of rise. By 3 levels, I mean 3 pushes out of the opening range. How do you keep it straight like that? The shift key. Everybody has been making fun of me since I started making YouTube because I never used to use the shift key, and I'd be sitting there trying to draw a straight line, and people were like, just use the shift key, man. So I've started using it so I don't get made fun of anymore. Yeah, just when you start drawing the trend line, just hit the shift key. Okay, so we've got volume trapped up top. I'm going to label that as well. Volume trapped above, I think that's Wednesday's high. Probably should spell Wednesday correctly. All right. Pretty much this whole box of volume turns into trap volume. I can even put this like this. Why would you do that to me? There we go. But that's the setup. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days, previous day's high. Let's do that as well. Okay, 3 days, previous day's high in the market. Boom, boom, and boom. And this was definitely an all-in day. Ooh, I want to point that out too. That looks good. Also, this last leg up leading you into the high. We got push 1. Push 2. And push 3. So we got 3 levels ending in a 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Looks like this is the first push up. And then here's the second push up. Oh, wait. What in the world? Hold on. Oh, yeah. So one. I'm losing my mind one day at a time. 1, 2. It's just hard to kind of label this. So this is 1, the second. And then there's the third up. I'm actually going to change the color of these so I can notice them a little bit better. We'll change them to something weird. All right, I just got quiet for too long. That felt weird. All right, day 3, gift from Guy. Yeah. Going to change the game for me. Good stuff. What are some really important things that can help me to improve my trading? Just keep watching this stream. I'm going through all of them. I'm hitting every little detail that I can see within the chart. I'm hitting it all up right now. In fact, I actually just noticed another one. There's money sitting down here, and they've put a gap. They put a gap between price and a level. That looks mighty weird. I always do some stuff like this, right? Why did they do that? Why is that happening? Well, retail. This is really great support. Look how many times they've hit this area. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. That is some support right there. Yeah. Okay. So, really like this one. This is one of my more, my favorite templates that I've seen. 3 pushes out of the opening range. I think that you can tell I really like 3 pushes out of the opening range on a Friday. And it's going to happen over and over and over again because you've been watching me do this for maybe not even an hour. And this is like the most common one that I've seen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, I really would appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you, Rocket Man, for trying to get everybody to keep it going. This stream is a little bit longer. 200 likes in the stream, and I will be choosing 2 winners to attend the paid mentorship for 2 weeks. Let's keep this thing going. Take me a little sip here. I'm approaching 1 hour. Does anybody have any questions as of right now? Give me a sip of spicy water over here. For a day one, short or long, does it have to break? I really don't like, they put this little heart thing over here. One, I don't know how to move it. And two, it always blocks off part of y'all's comments, and I can't see what the heck it says because I put this little heart. I'll show you what I mean. Look, look, they put this little heart over there, and I can't see sometimes what y'all said. What has been your favorite day in the week so far? If you're referring to this week, my favorite days to trade is pretty much anything after Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays is the time. Like, for example, Wednesday, a day one short. So, like, day one of shorts in the market. Just tap the heart to try and get out of the way. Yeah. Let me see. Let me click it. What happens if I click it? Oh, it just... I don't know what that is. Anyway. I don't know if you already hit in the... Could you count how many levels? Let's see. Hey, Paulo. In fact, let me... wonder if I could just... Hold on. I'm going to lose my spot. What? Everybody remember May 25th. May 25th. And go back here. Okay, so if you're looking at this week, I'm only counting one move out on gold. This is the first time they've gone higher. Paulo. I'm not sure. Maybe you were looking at it a little differently somehow, some way. I appreciate you. May 25th. Okay, here we go. All right, back on track. Let's keep going. Keep the momentum going. Okay, all right, Paulo, I think, yeah, someone just said it. That's probably where the disconnect was. I use the previous day's highs and the previous day's low to count the pushes out of the opening range. The reason I do that is because, look, 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. Oh, I've got 3 pushes out of the opening range. Now, of course, there was a reversal on this day. But I use the overall level as 1 push, 2 push, because 1, I found that they are better. They set up better like that. And 2, it makes it so that it is rules-based. I cannot make this up. There's no way that I can say that's not the previous day's low. So it makes it a little bit more rules-based. Also, oh man, let's get this on there. And we'll get this up there. I'm going to point this out real quick because this is really cool. And you're going to see this pattern pop up over and over and over again. This, when they break out of consolidation, so I'm going to actually label this like this. Normal. Blocky. And I'm going to label this as consolidation. Consolidation. So this gives me 3 hits out of the opening range, but really just gives me 3 hits out of consolidation. So 3 hits out of consolidation. Now, funny thing is, if I were to flip this over Everybody, just go look on your own charts. Just go look on your own charts. What does this look like? I'll wait for you to just go look at your own gold chart from today. From today, what does that look like? And it's kind of rhetorical. It's more just for you. I'm telling you that the pattern repeats over and over again. It just looks a little bit. So there are three hits, 3 sessions of drop. 1, 2, 3, right into the session. Just look at the jagged pattern. Pushing, 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 out of consolidation. Yeah. All right. So 3 hits out of consolidation, 1, 2, 3. And they broke structure right there. And I don't even know why I'm doing this for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm focusing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But this was one move out. This is the second. And a very weak third. Really no setup that I would be looking for. Did they make a lower low on this day? I think they did. Yeah, so this is a break of structure. And I'm going to take back what I just said about not looking for a setup on this day. So, let's go and look at the slideshow. Sit up in this chair. What am I doing with my life? Remember my little slideshow piece? This slide here. Helpful. And this one. If there's only 2 drives out of the opening range coming into Friday, there's a high probability of a parabolic trend trade on Friday. Okay, let's go back. So we have only 2 drives out of the opening range. There's one. And there's 2. And there's no market structure to tell me otherwise. In fact, they've gone up 3 levels of rise. Broke out, 1 push, second, maybe even a third. With what appears to be kind of a crummy pullback right here. But that is still the low of London. It is a swing low nonetheless. It's the only place where I can see there's multiple candles of pullback. So this is the break in structure to the downside. And then we'll take a look. This happened was a 3rd-hour trade. And you can see that the 3 pushes was a little bit rough. This is not a 1, 2, 3. This looks more of like a break in structure. 1 push, pause, 2 push, pause, 3 push. $10.15. So this is the 3rd hour. I'm going to label that. So maybe not ideal, but not every one of the trades will be, and that's why we do this. So we can go back and we can see that it's not perfect every time. And I'm going to put lower low on here like that. And let's do a little measure from the low of the day down here and up. So I think this is 150 would be 3 levels of 50. Okay. So really not ideal. And I'm actually going to label this as 2 pushes out of the opening range. Two push. Trend continuation. Good way to categorize that, I think. And I'm going to take this little picture here. Typically on Friday, my favorite is definitely going to be, as you already know, When I've identified 3 levels of drop down coming into Friday, those are the ones that are my favorite. Those are the ones that I will always choose over everything else. But I understand that it's not going to present that way every single week, even though I really wish it would. But then everybody would probably figure that out. Oh, wait, it happened again. So it's not every single week, but it sure does seem to happen quite often. Let's see here. There's a rectangle. There's a box. There's me drawing the box. Let's put in the opening range up here. Opening range, 3 levels out. We got 1 down, 2 down, 1, 2, and the 3rd down. So we've got 3 pushes down coming into Thursday. 1 and 2 and 3, which is the perfect candidate for some kind of reversal on Friday. So on Friday, London made a higher high, which also put in a higher low, and they kind of broke down from that low. So I don't know if I would have felt really good about this one because of how I label market structure and stuff like that. I would have had this probably as the low, and I would have considered this them breaking down. Also, the fact that we've just been in a downtrend, they never made a lower low and then broke higher, so this is less than ideal. Although they do have 3 pushes down, and we're looking for this behavior anyway, it's just not perfect. All right, that's fine. It's not always going to be perfect. Hello, how are you? Somebody was asking about the opening range. The opening range is just the high and the low of Monday, and then you project that all the way across. All right, so I'm going to say that there's probably 3 pushes down somewhere within this gaggle of price going down. Hopefully on the 1-minute chart there would have been an entry. Yeah, let's take a look. 3 levels of drop, question mark. Oh yeah, we definitely got 3 levels of drop on this week. Gold was moving 700 plus pips down. Not seeing a signal day other than 3 days. Three days of previous day's low. So there's 3 days of short, or yeah, 3 days of shorts, 3 pushes out of the opening range. Less than ideal. But volume is trapped down low. I'm going to label that. What if I did this? Oh, no, don't do that. All right, get my trap volume labeled. And this looks like it was probably a news day. Yeah. So definitely less than ideal. I bet you the New York session on this day was really choppy. But the pattern stays intact. The pattern is the pattern nonetheless. Let's keep. 3 pushes out of the opening range. Add a little thing here. And we will keep going. Non-farms at 11. Non-farm payrolls are usually at 8:30 in the morning. As you explained the opening range, I understand if Tuesday is an inside day, then Monday range would just be opening. Yeah, so Tuesday is the initial balance. CK, usually the way that I've been explaining it and talking about it and the way that I personally use it, I used to draw the Tuesday's levels, but to be honest, that was just really confusing for not only myself, but a lot of other people. So what I've started doing is I just look and see where did they close on Tuesday. What's the relationship to the opening range? Where did they close? And that has not only made my trading improve significantly, I think that it's a lot easier to explain that to people as well. It's less important to explain that you know, you got to mark off Tuesday's high and low and all this other silliness. Is this Zoom being recorded? I'm not on Zoom. I'm on YouTube. All good, though. It's all good. All good in the neighborhood. All right. Let's take a look. Monday's opening range. Monday was also a inside day. Y'all crack me up. This is why I love doing these streams. There's so many different personalities. It's fun. All right. So Tuesday, we've got a close on the outside of the opening range. 1 push up, 2 pushes up, and a weak third attempt that actually came back down to the low. How many levels of drop from the high of the week? Let's see. Was this like a higher high situation? What's going on here? Oh, would you look at that? Who can see it? Is there a checklist of this process? Bill, I'm going to show you a few things. You probably are just tuning in. No big deal. Everybody who's just tuning in, I'm going to show you all these things. This is my opening range tips and tricks slide from my opening range video that outlines all of the little things that I look for when I'm using the weekly templates and using the opening range. And then this is my overall trading process that I look for. Step 1, trading setup. Is it first red day, first green day? Inside day? Is it 3 pushes out of the opening range? Low of week, low of month kind of trades? That all goes into step 1, and then everything else is leading into and identifying all the way up to my entry and figuring out, okay, well, if the 15 minutes doing this, what do I need to do on the 1 minute? What do I look for on the 1 minute, etc. That's what this does and what this does. Okay. Get rid of that so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right. I'm gonna leave it up to you all. In fact, I'll delete everything real quick and I'm gonna point it out. I've been saying this. What do you all see within this little block right here? What do you all see? I'm really excited to see if, even just from the beginning of this, if one of you can get this. I've been talking about it. I keep saying like, oh, it keeps reoccurring, and A-dub, nice, right off the bat. No pause, no hesitation. 3 sessions of drop. Asia broke out once, then London, then the gap time, and it creates this like little jagged pattern. And that could happen anywhere, but it happened at the low of the week. It happened coming out of consolidation, and the third push came right into a session. So all of those little things help you to put together a thesis. They help. No. All right. Time out. Let me go back and figure out where I was. I was saying something about May 25th or 6th. So that means I probably was not far away from there. There it is. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. First thing I'm going to label. Three sessions of drop coming into the New York session. From the high of the week we've had. Definitely 3 levels of drop. I'm going to label my opening range. Heartbeat. Yeah, definitely. This was definitely a heartbeat. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday gave you a heartbeat. This is a break-in structure to the downside. Break-in structure. Uh-oh. Break-in structure to the downside. And then you got 1 push-up, 2 push-up, 3 push-up. 1, 2, and tree. So 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, New York session, peak high, peak low. After having a lower low, 3 pushes back up into the high of the day. No need for a break in structure on the 15-minute chart. We already have one. It's already going down. This was the 3rd push. So we're just looking on the 1-minute chart for the entry. Where was the engulfment? Probably around 9:30, right? Okay, so 9 o'clock. $9 a.m. engulfment. Spelt all kinds of wonky. All right. Friday, 3 levels drop. 3 sessions drop. Yep. Yes, Batman. Left ear, head, right ear, drop. So peak formation high. They came down. The only thing that I don't like about this is there was no break to the upside on the 15-minute chart. Usually I would like to see a 15-minute break. But if we're targeting using trap volume at a minimum, this is your minimum target. This is my minimum target whenever I get these 3 session drops out of consolidation. Minimum target is the previous day's low or high, depending on which directions, because that's where the breakout traders are. That's where the stops are. And obviously they came back up further than that. Okay, so Monday, Thursday. In fact, this was a first red day. So really the good trade was over here on Thursday. Based off that first red day, 3 pushes up into the high. 1 push, 2, 3, engulfment, 9 a.m. Second out. Is that 9:15 or 9? What did I... Okay, yeah, it's 9. First red day. Day 1, 3-day cycle. I'm going to label my lower low, peak formation low. And you've got your heartbeat pattern. When I'm referring to the heartbeat pattern, the only reason I call it that is because I think of a heartbeat monitor. They spike up, they spike down, and then you flatline for a little bit, but you'll be brought back to life pretty soon. Yes, I'm sure I have. You know, I go back through the week so often. It's just, I mean, it's the same stuff over and over again. But I can only go back so far on TradingView. The thing is, I'm probably gonna have to start going back either on different pairs or use MetaTrader and just get better at charting on MetaTrader. Honestly, I like MetaTrader more. It's just so not user friendly. You know, like I said, I sit there, I'm like trying to get my line straight on MetaTrader, and it's just really, really frustrating. So that's the only reason I do it here on TradingView. All right, so this was a 3 sessions of drop on a Friday. You are doing too complicated. Just look at the market squeezer. I think I don't know what you're talking about. Yep, A-Dub, this is how you do it. And then I'm telling you, just get yourself a little binder and go crazy with your with some little screen protectors and get it all in there. Okay. Let's see. 3 sessions of drop. Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday could have been a pump day. I think that the pump probably started back here from Friday, though. Leonard. And it makes even more sense that thinking that, because if I just zoomed out a little bit, notice that they came up 2, 3 from where the pump began. So this is like the first push up, second push up, third push up from where the pump began, and then they made it back down to where the pump began. So this is like the overall pump and then the dump. All right, I need to put this into my little folder here. Classify this as fact, I think I'm going to use this as a 3-session drop. Since it's a really good template, it's just not based off of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This one was more of just that Friday looks really good. There's volume trapped at the low of the week, and that's what you want to see on a Friday. 3. That. I'm getting bored of gold. I think I'm gonna go pick a random pair that I've never really looked at, and I'm just gonna use that one. Anybody have any suggestions about what pair they want to see back tested? All of you throw up your favorite pairs, and I'll pick one. Why does my forehead itch so much? Man, that's a lot of people saying Euro Australian dollar. GU. Pound US dollar. NASDAQ. I do NASDAQ a lot. I look at pound US dollar a lot too. Let's see. I'll do any of them. As long as you don't say something crazy like, I don't know. It's kind of funny if I pull up some... If you pull up some of these Forex pairs, it's like, what in the world? What is that? There's some good ones on here. Oh yeah, that looks good. All right. Yeah. Same setups for any pair. I agree. Can you show an example of a short or long squeeze? Yes. USD CAD. All right. The weirdest one on there that I don't usually do that I've seen so far is Euro Australian dollar, so I'm gonna roll with that one. Hold on, grab me some spicy water. Mixture. Euro Australian dollar. Okay, let's do it. It does seem like it flows pretty nice. I'll say that at least. Okay, I'm going to get going. Here we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm going to scroll back to at least Friday. There we go. Let's throw up our opening range for this week. And we get the thing up here. Opening range. All right. So we had 2 pushes out of the opening range. Boom, boom. And Wednesday was the failure. Okay, so this was a kind of a cool example where they spiked high, they spiked low within the week, and then they pulled it back inside the opening range. We've made a higher high. So after a higher high, looking for 3 pushes back down. Am I back? Is everybody there? Is everybody there? For some reason, my internet has decided to go nuts. What's going on? All right, we're back. Fantastic. All right, so they peaked high, they peaked low. They broke structure to the upside. This is now a break of structure. My internet dropped too. What is going on? Some global... Just a global outage. All right, so break of structure to the upside. 3 pushes back down. There's a micro W down at the low of London. At also the low of day. Which also made a higher high on Friday. Which gives you another break of structure. And then in the gap time, they kept going. Which means that New York would have had scraps. Scraps, scraps, scraps. And we have the breakout level right here. So there's volume trap down low. Get this over to the right. Yeah, US looks choppy this week. This might not be a very good US pair, but you know what? It's okay. I'll go through and I'll back test it anyway. Volume trap down low. Thursday, Friday. I don't know if you all have noticed, but that's a pretty common theme. Thursday, Friday seems like a lot of times there's volume trap down low. Normal. Give me a little arrow here, a little call out. Give me some trap volume going. Big dump down. Consolidation. This is a head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Thank you. So there's... Yes, if there's major red news, I always wait till after. Unless the setup presents, you know, if it's like a 10 o'clock announcement or something like that, and the setup is like 8 o'clock, you know, I'll take the 8 o'clock setup. Okay, I'm going to take this. Man, this is just ugly. I really don't like this at all. Of course, there was a great setup in London. It was set up appropriately. All good. But I do not like, obviously, the US session does not look good. That's okay, though. I don't even know how to categorize this one. 3 sessions, a drop. Not. Okay, I'm actually just going to create a question mark folder. And if we get more that look kind of like this, I'll put it in there. No way my dog's about to break in here. Yep, there they come. Always barging in like they own the place. They know how to open the door, but they don't know how to shut it. Doggos. Sets up. Yep. Okay. Moving back. All right, let's go back to the next week. I feel like I've been on that week for an eternity. Okay, opening range. I'm probably going to do like maybe 3 or 4 more weeks, and then I'm going to probably call it so I can go get me some dinner. Last ditch effort, though. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can get some likes in this stream, maybe we can get to 200 before I go. That would be pretty cool. Okay, this was a wide range week. Style. What am I doing? There we go. Opening range. Good. I really don't like this pair at all. Not that it's not, there's no setups on it. It's just, they're not going to be really in the US session. It's all right. All right. In fact, you know what? I think that, I think I'm just going to call it right here. I'm going to probably go get me some food. I've been doing this pretty much all day, so... Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate all of you being here. I've really enjoyed this stream. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully that you all were able to learn a little bit of something. At the minimum, you kind of realize now how I back test, how I like to go back, and in my own time, I don't sit here and talk to myself out loud about what I'm looking at on the pair and whatnot. But what's going on here? Why is this? There's always technical difficulties around here. I just go back. This is how I do it. I'll print all these off, put them in a binder, and they'll be my study material for however long. So, is this recorded, Bozeman? Yes, it's all going to be recorded. I'll just leave it on YouTube. Y'all are great. All right, I'm getting out of here. You all have a wonderful night. Take care of your families. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you all tomorrow morning.